Hey, today we're diving into something that's affecting thousands of buyers and sellers right here in Riverside County and across Southern California, now and into our future. And honestly, most people have no idea this is here now. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in a fire hazard zone, and let's be real, that's most of us in Southern California, you need to know and understand AB 38 and the new Zone 0 requirements that just went into effect in many areas January 1st of 2026. This isn't just regulatory mumbo jumbo. This is about protecting your investment and avoiding deal-killing surprises at closing, and honestly, keeping your family safe. So whether you're in Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Winchester, stick with me for this important update over the next few minutes, and I'm breaking down exactly what you need to know and what you need to do and how to navigate this like a pro. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly is Assembly Bill 38? Well, Assembly Bill 38 is California's new law that requires sellers in high or very high fire hazard severity zones to provide buyers with proof that their property meets defensible space requirements before the sale closes. And this isn't everywhere currently, but areas like Ventura County have already signed these and are making you mandate these happening before the sale of a home. And the fire hazard lines, trust me, folks, they're changing weekly and monthly. Now, here's what makes this a game changer. This isn't optional. This isn't a nice to have kind of story. This is mandatory. Inspection and compliance report that must happen during escrow. So here's how it works. For sellers, if your property is in a high or very high fire hazard severity zone, you must schedule an AB 38 defensible space inspection. That will have a certified inspector will come out and evaluate your property against the state fire safety standards. If violations are found, you have 30 days from the correction notice or until escrow closes, whichever comes first, to fix the violations. You'll need a passing reinspection before you can close escrow. For buyers, you have the right to receive this compliance documentation. If the seller can't complete corrections before closing, then you can agree to take on the responsibility, but this must be in writing. And then you would have 60 days after closing to complete the work. Now here's the critical question everyone is asking. How do I know if my property is in a fire hazard zone? And that's a great question. And there's many resources to check. You can check with CAL FIRE website or your local fire department hazard severity zone maps. In Riverside County, many areas, especially in the hills near open space, and in communities like La Cresta, parts of Temecula like Duluth, Wine Country, and French Valley, they fall into these zones. And here's my pro tip. Don't wait until you're in escrow to find out. If you're even thinking about selling in the next year or two, check your zone status now, and let's get ahead of this. Next, Zone 0. Because of this is where the rubber meets the road. Zone 0 is the area extending from 0 to 5 feet from your home, and it's also called the ember-resistant zone. Why? Because during a wildfire, it's not always the flames that destroy homes. It's the embers that can travel up to a mile ahead of the fire front. So think about it. A tiny ember lands on your wood deck or in your mulch bed or near a combustible materials, and suddenly your home is at risk. Here's what Zone 0 compliance looks like. The 0 to 5 foot rule. The 0 to 5 foot rule. This zone includes your home's exterior walls, attached decks, porches, and stairs. And you can have no combustible materials within this zone. That means no wood mulch, no firewood storage, no dead vegetation, no wooden fences attached directly to your home. No combustible patio furniture or decorations stored against the house. Well, what can I have? Hardscape materials: concrete, gravel, pavers, stone. Fire-resistant plants, if any, must be well watered and maintained. Metal or composite deck materials, and properly maintained irrigation systems. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds expensive and complicated, but here's the truth. It doesn't have to be. Many of these changes are simple landscaping adjustments. Replace the wood mulch with rock. Move your firewood pile 30 feet away. Remove dead plants. Install ember-resistant vents. The average cost for Zone 0 compliance, most homeowners are spending between $500 to $2,000 depending on their current setup. So compare that to the cost of losing your home or having a deal fall through at closing. It's kind of a no-brainer investment. And Zone 0 is just the beginning. Let's talk about the complete defensible space picture, because inspectors are looking at all of this. Zone 1 is 5 to 30 feet from your home. Again, remove dead or dying vegetation. Trim teak. Zone 1 is 5 to 30 feet from your home. Remove dead or dying vegetation. Trim trees so branches are at the least 10 feet away from your home. Space plants and shrubs appropriately. No dense clusters. Keep your lawn mowed and irrigated. Remove leaves, needles, and debris from your roof and those rain gutters. Zone 2, that's 30 to 100 feet from your home. So create a horizontal and vertical spacing between plants. Remove ladder fuels, which is vegetation that allows fire to climb from the ground to a tree canopy. Maintain trees by removing dead branches. And cut your grass down to 4 inches maximum. Here's an action checklist, and I want you to screenshot this. So these are immediate actions to do this week. Check if your property is in a fire hazard zone. Walk your property and identify obvious violations. Clear Zone 0 of all combustible materials. Clean those gutters and roof debris. Short-term actions. Do this month. Schedule a pre-listing AB 38 inspection if you're selling. Get quotes for any necessary landscaping changes. Review your homeowner's insurance for fire coverage and document your compliance with photos. For long-term planning, budget for annual defensible space maintenance. Consider fire-resistant landscaping in future projects and stay updated on the changing regulations. Now let's talk about the natural hazard disclosure reports. These are required in every home sale. And because of AB 38 is just one piece of the disclosure puzzle, in California, sellers are required to provide buyers with this comprehensive natural hazard disclosure report at the time of sale. And this report identifies if the property is located in any of these zones. You can go to My NHD, put in your street address to see if you're in any special flood hazard areas, areas of potential flooding, very high fire hazard severity zones, wildland fire areas, earthquake fault zones, seismic hazard zones. And here's why this matters. The NHD report is typically ordered through a service like My NHD, which is the industry leader that's been doing this for over 20 years. They're AB 38 compliant, which means their reports now include the fire hazard zone information that triggers the AB 38 inspection requirement. You can also run tax estimators on this site and other reports on their website. So for sellers, order your NHD report early in the listing process. And usually your realtor is going to be doing this for you. But if it shows you're in a fire hazard zone, schedule your AB 38 inspection immediately. Do not wait until you have an offer. Be proactive. Budget anywhere from $150 to $200 for the NHD report. If you're a buyer, review these NHD report carefully during your inspection period. And if the property is in a fire hazard zone, verify the AB 38 compliance documentation. Ask questions about the property's fire safety features. Consider the long-term maintenance costs of defensible space around your home. And here's a pro tip that can save you thousands. If you're a buyer and the seller hasn't completed the AB 38 compliance, you have negotiating power. You can request a credit for the work or ask the seller to complete it before closing. Or you have the option to walk away if it's too expensive. If you're a seller, getting this done before listing gives you a competitive advantage. You can market your home as AB 38 compliant and avoid last-minute deal complications. So let's bring this home to Riverside County specifically, because we have some unique considerations here. Riverside County has extensive areas designated as high and very high fire hazard severity zones. If you're in Winchester, much of our community is in these zones. Temecula wine country, especially hillside properties, and even French Valley, many neighborhoods here. And there's even parts of Murrieta and Menifee, particularly near open space. Wildomar, especially in the hills, and Lake Elsinore. Elsinore has areas near Cleveland National Forest. You're likely affected by AB 38. Riverside County Fire Department resources are here and they're available for you. Riverside County Fire Department has excellent resources on their website, including an interactive fire hazard zone maps, defensible space guidelines specific to our region, and lists of certified inspectors. And I've attached all these in the description so you have the links so you don't have to go searching. And here's what I'm seeing in the market now. Savvy sellers are getting ahead of this. They're scheduling inspections, they're making improvements, and they're using their AB 38 compliance as a selling point. Smart buyers are asking about the fire safety upfront and factoring maintenance costs into their offers. And here's the reality. Properties with good defensible space and AB 38 compliance are selling faster and for better prices because buyers have confidence they're not inheriting a problem. All right, let's get practical. Here's exactly what you need to do based on your situation. If you're selling, step one, order your NHD report. Have your realtor get that for you now, or another certified provider. Cost is around $150 to $200. Takes about 24 to 48 hours to get this report. If you're in a fire hazard zone, schedule an AB 38 inspection before listing and find certified inspectors through your local fire department. Your cost there is typically $150 to $300 for the inspection. Step 3, complete any required corrections immediately. Budget between $500 to $2,000 for typical compliance work. Get receipts and documentation for everything. Then schedule your re-inspection and get your compliance certificate and keep this with your listing documents. Provide copies to your agent and escrow. Step 5, market your compliance as a feature, once again, as AB 38 compliant, fire safe property, and defensible space certified. If you're buying, step 1, ask your agent to verify fire hazard zone status for any property you're considering. Step 2, review the NHD report during your inspection period. Step 3, if AB 38 applies, request proof of compliance or negotiate accordingly. Step 4, budget for ongoing defensible space maintenance with an annual cost anywhere from $200 to $500 for most properties. Consider this in your total cost of home ownership. 5, review your insurance coverage. Some carriers offer discounts for fire safe properties and ensure you have adequate coverage for your zone. Here's what I'm here to help you understand. AB 38 and Zone 0 aren't just about compliance. They're about community resilience. We've seen devastating wildfires in California. We've seen them around our neighborhoods. We've watched communities that are still struggling today to rebuild. And we've learned that defensible space works. Homes with proper defensible space have significantly higher survival rates during wildfires. And when you invest in fire safety, you're not just protecting your property value, you're protecting your family, your neighbors, and our entire community. And here's the positive spin. Southern California and Riverside County specifically remains an incredible place to live. We've got amazing weather, beautiful landscapes, strong communities, and a quality of life that, quite frankly, is hard to beat. These fire safety measures don't diminish that, they enhance it. They give us the tools to live safely in the environment we love. We've got fantastic schools, growing communities, we have space, affordability compared to coastal areas, and a real sense of community. So AB 38 compliance is just part of responsible homeownership. Here, like maintaining your HVAC or your roof. It's an investment in longevity. All right, let's wrap this up, and here's your 3-point takeaway. AB 38 is mandatory for properties in high or very high fire hazard severity zones. Know your zone status now. Zone 0 compliance, 0 to 5 feet from your home, is the critical first step. To start, remove combustibles, use hardscapes, be ember resistant. Get ahead of this, whether you're buying or selling. Proactive planning saves time, money, and stress, and the resources I mentioned. mynhd.com for natural hazard disclosure reports, Riverside County Fire Department website for zone maps and certified inspectors, CAL FIRE's Ready for Wildlife program. And if you're buying or selling in Riverside County or anywhere in Southern California, I'm here to help you navigate this. I've been through this process closing on a house recently. So drop a comment below. Are you in a fire hazard zone? Have you started your AB 38 compliance? Did you even know about the compliance? What questions do you have? Drop them in the comment. I'm happy to answer them. I hope this was helpful. Thanks again for watching. And as usual, stay blessed.